Ladies and gentlemen, I recorded this video earlier this year. If you continue to watch, you are going to learn 11.5 expressions which will make you sound like a pro when there are decisions to be made. Decision making is not just about what you choose, it's about how you communicate those choices. If you work in English, I think this video is going to be very useful for you. These native expressions will help you express decisions clearly, sound confident, and show your authority when you speak. Please enjoy the video. And yes, my beard was shorter. Firstly, narrow down. To narrow down is to take a set of options and to reduce it. You're making a short list.
I'm trying to narrow down the search parameters, but it's huge.
It would really help us narrow down our search.
It's hard to narrow down.
Your options are going from many to a few. It's part of the decision-making process. You started with more options and now you have fewer options. Ultimately, you're going to make your final decision. But in order to do that, you need to narrow down the options or narrow the options down.
What I think we should do is to narrow down the possibilities.
In order to narrow something down, what you might find you have to do is to rule things out. If you discard an option, you have ruled that option out. It cannot be this. Well then, in that case, this option, if you're not going to choose it, that is ruled out.
At least we could rule out a few places. We can't rule out an accident at this point.
If you need to think about things for a while in order to make a decision, perhaps you need to mull them over, or to mull over something.
Well, something to mull over anyway.
It's reflective and pensive. It takes time.
Why don't you mull over what we talked about here and get back to me, Miss Fisher?
They need a couple more days to mull over their decision.
Isn't it something to mull over first?
To weigh up is when you're considering two options. Perhaps you're considering the pros and the cons, the good points and the bad points.
I think you need to weigh up all your options and let your conscience decide, Ken.
In this case, when there's two options, you're going to weigh them up.
She needs to weigh up her options.
If you can't decide, then you are on the fence. You can say you're on the fence or you're sitting on the fence. Both are good.
Hard to sit on the fence, I'd imagine.
God himself said, "Be for me or against me, but don't sit on the fence so."
You like to sit on the fence because it's comfortable and more peaceful.
Perhaps you need more time to make a decision. If this is the case, then you might say you need to sleep on it.
I don't know, maybe we should sleep on it, talk again in the morning.
I suggest you sleep on it.
You need to buy yourself time in order to make the right decision. You sleep on it.
Maybe we should sleep on it?
Sleep on it.
Yes, well, I'll sleep on it, and it's too late now.
Of course, when you decide, you have come to a decision.
They have come to a decision.
Don't be afraid to use this. It's very easy. You don't always have to say, I decide or I decided. You can say, he came to a decision. He will come to a decision shortly. We have come to a decision.
Have you come to a decision about him?
It suggests that the decision-making process didn't happen immediately. It took time for you to reach or come to this decision.
Gotta go with your gut.
To go with your gut is to trust your intuition.
Sometimes you just have to go with your gut.
No, you should always go with your gut feeling.
And obviously the same with trust your gut.
You have to trust your gut and try to do the right thing.
You just have to trust your gut.
Now, when you make a decision, it might be important that you follow through with that decision.
I'm a man who likes to follow through with his plans.
You obviously had no intention of allowing me to follow through with the plan.
The reason we used through here is because you're taking it from one side to the other. You've got to take that decision all the way through, from the start to the finish.
Is that her mother's made a lot of promises over the years and never seems to follow through with them.
So to follow through with a decision means that you made the decision and then you achieved what you wanted to do by completing the set of actions in your decision.
I predict he won't be able to follow through.
To double down, my favorite is when you increase the effort, when you invest more time, energy, focus into this thing, often because it's succeeding.
Reminded us that we have to double down on connecting with everybody.
You're going to have to double down in training.
I'm not going to double down on that by saying we should give the clinic money at the worst possible time.
And finally, to stick with is when you continue the course of action that you have decided. You are not going to change.
We've made a good plan, and we're gonna stick with it.
It's just that he doesn't have it inside him to stick with anything.
So how was that? How many of those expressions did you know and do you use now? And how many of those expressions would you feel confident about using in the future? I hope the video helped. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.